Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talk. I got a great video for you guys today. Something that a lot of people believe in. I personally am not a big fan of it. However, I want to talk about it a little bit today because I ran into a position yesterday where I was like, man, I kind of wish I was a better fan of it because opportunities are coming up on cheap silver. And some people don't really believe in a huge dip, and some people do believe in a huge dip that's coming. But also, a lot of people out there believe in dry powder. And we're going to talk a little bit about what dry powder means, having a little bit on hand today. And I'm going to show you guys a deal that just came up for me yesterday. And I'll be honest, I didn't have a whole lot of dry powder. In fact, I had to take money from something where I'm really big on budgeting my money in terms of I make sure that everything is either paid or the money is set aside. And when opportunities come up, sometimes you have it and sometimes you don't. And I ended up having to take money yesterday from something else where I'm like, well, when it comes up in a few weeks, I'll figure it out. You know, I'm not going to worry too much because I don't want to miss out on a super awesome deal where you just can't pass it up, because there are people out there that are bad at budgeting their money and they do buy different stuff. In this case, the person bought silver and needed some cash, and it wasn't a huge amount of cash. And so I was like, you know what, I'll figure it out, somehow, even if I have to buy it now and end up letting it go later for the same amount that I paid for it, hey, it's not a big deal, because in my mind, there's no way that I can lose out. A lot of people like the dry powder. They like holding a bunch of extra cash because they believe that there's going to be an opportunity that comes with a huge dip in the markets. I don't entirely believe that, because things aren't the same today as they have been in the past. And once you realize that, it's not a guarantee there's a dip coming. In the past, when they cut interest rates and the economy gets really bad, people would have to sell off stuff. A lot of paper silver, a lot of paper gold would get sold off. Today, if that happens, I don't know if a lot would get sold off quite as much. Yeah, there'll be some paper selling, but physical, people that are buying physical are holding it. They're hoarding it. They know hard times are coming. I mean, we're coming up. We're 5 years away from the 100-year anniversary of the Great Depression. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to scare y'all and tell you, Great Depression is coming and it's going to be even worse. But we are due for something. And so it makes sense that times will start to get tougher and tougher. Prices are higher. Everything is getting harder on people. And some people are preparing for it, and some people just aren't. The people that aren't are going to have to sell a lot of stuff just to make ends meet. That stuff they're going to be selling, it's going to be a lot of, I'll say, junk. The people that aren't preparing. They're going to be selling maybe used cars, maybe toys like ATVs or four-wheelers or snowmobiles or whatever. I want to have opportunity when that time comes. However, if you're holding too much in dollars, yeah, the opportunity is there, but then dollars are losing value too. I've showed you guys this before. This is a 1 million Lear mark, or I think call it Lear. I don't know how they pronounce that. I need to figure that out. In fact, I'll probably look it up today. The actual pronunciation on the Turkish lirish. But needless to say, somebody held this. 1 million. Can you imagine building up 1 million of something and then all of a sudden it becomes worthless? Can't buy a cup of coffee with this. So I don't like to hold a ton in extra fiat. I pay my bills, and extra money I like to hold in precious metals. And that brings us to what I bought yesterday. And I got to take a quick minute and tell you guys, yesterday I'm testing out a new automation, I guess you can say, where it puts my videos up at a certain time for me. And yesterday I did it on The day before yesterday, I found out about it, and I tried it out, and it worked great. Prime time for me, I'd like to get my videos up at 6 o'clock in the morning. My thought process behind that is because if it goes up at 6 a.m., everybody has time to watch it before they start their day, no matter where you are in the United States. It worked great the first day. The second day, which was yesterday, it didn't post for me. And so I was like, man. And then when I realized it, I ended up having to upload it manually. And so that's why it didn't go up late. I had a couple people say, hey, I waited and waited and I never saw your video. I was a little bit worried, didn't know what happened, and so that's kind of what happened. If you guys enjoyed today's video, as we get started into the fun stuff now, please be sure to take a quick minute and hit the thumbs up button for me. I really do appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on dry powder and having extra money just sitting there, whether that be in a savings account, whether that be in your back pocket, whether that be wherever. So this was someone that needed some money, like I said. Sold me a bunch of stuff. As you can see right there, $340. So I was pretty happy with this because even if I don't have the money to pay what I need to pay in 2 weeks, it's not going to be a big deal because I'm thinking I can pretty well get my $340 back fairly quick on this with no hesitation. I'll show you guys right off the bat what the main thing was. So the first thing is 10 American Silver Eagles. Now these Eagles are brand spanking new, fresh out of a tube. Obviously the person that got them did not want to let them go, and so I only got half the tube, but half the tube is better than nothing, I guess you can say. These are brand spanking new. Let's see if we can kind of get a little bit of a view in there for you. These are brand spanking new 2023s. I mean, you can't really beat that. When I was doing the math, I was like, okay, 340. So let's break this down. 340, how this money spends out. So at 340 for 10 Eagles, that would be $34 a piece. Now, $34 a piece might be a little high right now with the price of silver, but there was other stuff in there. And some people might even say that it's not that great of a deal. Who knows? You guys can tell me, is it a good deal or did I get a bad deal? There was a, not anything super fancy. It's just a 40%er, 1967 40%er. Obviously, the person probably bought it for $15. It's guaranteed genuine PCS. I don't put stock in these type of grades because this kind of slab is no different than the kind of slabs that I'll sometimes put my giveaway coins in, like this. Except this one, they make a lot of them. It's not NGC. It's not PCGS. Although they did do a nice little PCS stamps and coins. They a little play on that. PCGS is the big name. And this is not their slab. But it is a neat slab. I mean, it's no matter what. I mean, that's $4.30 at melt value. And then I picked up with it, he gave me 8 silver dimes. Now, really, the silver dimes, normally I would just throw in my junk pile. You guys know I keep rolls of silver dimes too, both in my personal collection, both in my trade collection, and so that's why I like them. However, right now, I was looking off to the side. I don't know where I put it right now. I am working on the dime book because where did my dime book go? I don't see it here. I was looking off to the side for the dime book so I can show you. Some of y'all have seen it. But I've noticed the older dimes, like this one happens to be a 1917. And $7, I would never pay $7 for a dime. But who knows? Some people probably might have. I don't know. It's a little war, so it's an opinion on any kind of stuff like this. But if the dime does say 1917 and it has a mint mark or not, I will add that to my book. But what I was looking at is there's 8 silver dimes here. One, a 44, which is pretty much junk in my opinion. An 18, which may make it to the book. It's a little black. I don't like that. A 43, which is junk in my opinion. A 19. I noticed as I was putting my book together, I don't see a lot of single-digit numbers or low numbers in the teens. 27. 18. 18s are hard to find, like the 18s, 17, 20. So I will put them in my book. You know, it was an opportunity. I looked at it like, okay, the $50 and the dimes, that's $20 melt value roughly. And then the Eagles broke out at $32 a piece. So $32 a piece, with silver trading right this minute. I'm filming this video actually pretty much right before I'm going to load it, because I'm filming this at like 8 in the morning. I don't usually film my videos this late, but yesterday when I got home, I was just exhausted. That's why I'm trying to automate the times that my videos go up. That way it's handled for me. I just make the videos and it will post them instead of me trying to get up at an early time and then post the video and then try to get some rest again after. Because you guys know I stay up late a lot of the time watching the overseas markets. I like to watch what's going on overseas because if anything major happens overseas, it affects us heavily. Especially in the Middle East where they have a lot of oil. That will affect the oil price, which will affect our markets. Stuff in Japan, the stock markets over there affect us here heavily. And so I like to watch that kind of stuff and how it plays out. With that being said, it's not going to be a super long video. I was just kind of figured I'd show you guys what I had picked up yesterday and my thoughts behind it. And then came up with the idea of, you know, what's people's thoughts on this dry powder thing? You know, a lot of people say I'm saving up for the big fall, but what if the big fall never comes? You know, now, again, I'm starting to see YouTubers talking about a $22 mark on silver. That silver could have a huge pullback to $22. Personally, I don't see it. I just don't see it. Would I like to see it? Yeah, I would love to see a huge pullback on silver because that means I can get more. I had someone ask me why I want to see the price go up. You know, I've been stacking for a little while now. And if the price goes up, that gives me the opportunity, and I've explained that to you, to get stuff that I wanted for a while now. My truck, you know, 270,000 miles, AC don't work, windows don't work, and I'm just pushing it. Not literally pushing it. It runs, it actually does run very well, except it has a lot of little things that are wrong with it. But they're all small things that I could probably fix pretty easy if I wanted to, but I'm cheap and I'd rather put my little extra money to stuff like this. However, just because I want the price of silver to go up doesn't mean it will. And on the flip side of that, you know, if the price did come down, well, then that's a buying opportunity. What I don't like is when the price just sits and jumps right around this $29 to $30 range. However, this is a good consolidation, what's happening right now. I know it's good. This is like a medicine. It's sitting here. It's getting out a lot of the weak hands because I'm hearing some people saying, oh, this is why it's not going to go up anymore. It's struggling. It's about ready to collapse back down again. That's a possibility, but it could be the other way around, where it's building up consolidation because it's about ready to make another big jump. Now, each person's going to have to make their own decision on what they think is going to happen. My personal belief is I think we're going to go a whole lot higher before we go lower. And when YouTubers tell you that, they're taking a, I guess I'll say an approach that we're going to see repeats of what we've always seen. This drop. You know, you see it go up, and then all of a sudden you see it just come back down. And it's going to be the same thing that it's always been. However, a day is going to come where it's not going to be. You know, some people remember the story of the sky is falling, or the I don't remember what it was, the little boy that said the sky was falling or something. You know, he kept saying it and saying it, whatever, and then, you know, or the boy who cried wolf, that's what it was, not the sky is falling. The boy who cried wolf. Wolf, 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 everybody comes and helps, and then nothing. And over again. And then eventually when the wolf does come, that's it. And so I think with silver, it's going to be the same thing. People calling for a drop. You know, it could drop, but it's not a guarantee. And, you know, who knows? It's just something to think about. And with that being said, it is extremely early in the morning. Silver trading at $29.45. Middle of the week, Thursday, here it is. And it's too early for me, I gotta say. I haven't even had coffee yet, so just getting the video up. With that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow for another great video. And it's going to be a long day today because I am exhausted. But I did get some rest last night finally. So with that being said, I'm going to end it there. I thank everybody for watching. Let me know what you think of the pickup. Was it a good deal? Would you have picked this up for $340? Or would you be like, I would have held out? So let me know your thoughts. And I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.